carpets for the Savoy Theatre. Sullivan sided with Cart, and while history has pretty much vindicated Gilbert's ire, his acrimony nearly brought the Golden Partnership to an end. However, with considerable pressure from D'Oyly Carte and his wife Helen, the writer and composer finally were reconciled and began working together in 1891. Gilbert always had great disdain for the relatively new Joint Stock Companies Act passed by Parliament in 1862. This act allowed any group of people to form a company and sell stock to the public to raise money for it. Because the liability of any investor was limited to the amount he or she had invested, these were known as limited liability companies, and the word limited was attached to the name of the company. He took his first poke at the act in The Gondoliers, where the penniless Duke of Plaza Toro incorporated himself under this act and became the Duke of Plaza Toro Limited. He grew to be very wealthy from the sale of stock in himself. In Utopia Limited, Gilbert took this concept to its final ridiculous conclusion. What if an entire nation incorporated itself? On top of that, what if every citizen in the country became individually incorporated under the act, and when the bills came due, they simply applied to be bailed out? Is this all beginning to sound familiar? The opera takes place on an idyllic South Seas island called Utopia, where life is virtually perfection. The king of Utopia, however, has become enamored with everything English and has sent his eldest daughter there to obtain a college degree. In addition, he has retained a very proper English lady to tutor his two younger daughters. The eldest daughter returns along with an English escort of the first lifeguards, a gaggle of consultants to help reform the kingdom along English lines, and a new boyfriend. Each of the consultants has suggestions as to how the king should revamp his government, the most interesting of which is a Mr. Goldberry, a financial advisor, who convinces him that he should incorporate his entire kingdom. Hence the name Utopia Limited. Let us join the happy utopians, all eagerly awaiting the arrival of Princess Zara, who has spent the past 4 years at a college in England. Since we produced this show in the teeth of the latest depression, and it was exactly 80 years since the Great Depression of 1929, we decided to update the show to that date. So, a couple of new twists were added, which you may spot. Traditionally, for example, the princess arrives from England on the royal yacht. Since we were in 1929, we decided that she should make her entrance via a clipper flying boat. I believe that this is one of the very few productions of Gilbert and Sullivan featuring the landing of a seaplane on stage. Try not to miss it.